Hello everyone and welcome to Com112 Computer Applications 2. I hope you're all excited to learn Excel. Let me introduce myself. My name is Megan Pickus. My full-time role at BayPath is as the Program Director for the Business Program and the Leadership and Organizational Study, or LOS, program for the American Women's College. The items that I will cover in this video are my professional experiences, a little bit about my personal life, and then how this course is structured. I've had some interesting jobs throughout my career. I have been in both industry and higher ed. I started working at United Technologies at Hamilton Standard back when it was called that. That was my first job out of college. I did many jobs at Hamilton during my 11 years there, most of which were in the manufacturing environment. I left Hamilton to teach full-time at a community college in Springfield, Mass., Springfield Technical Community College, where I taught engineering, operations management, quality, and Lean Six Sigma classes. After 18 years in the classroom, I decided to return to corporate life at Pratt & Whitney. Pratt & Whitney is a division of United Technologies, the same as Hamilton Standard was. Yes, I went home to UTC. I managed talent development for all of Pratt U.S. manufacturing engineers. I did miss higher ed though, and recently came to talk as the program director for the business and LOS programs. Well, that's my professional history, but I wanted to give you some of my personal history. I live in Long Meadow with my husband, Andy, here in the middle, and interestingly enough, within walking distance of the main BayPath campus. I have two daughters, age 26, Maddie, and 23, Zoe. My older daughter lives in Boston, and we are currently planning her wedding for June. I bring that up because we have created an Excel spreadsheet to track the costs for the wedding. My younger daughter lives just outside of DC in Maryland. We have two cats, Dijon and Booley, and we enjoy travel, home improvement, UMass hockey, and of course all teams Boston, Red Sox, Patriots, Bruins, and Celtics. So let's move on and talk a little bit about the layout of this course. The text, Beginning Excel, shown here in the middle, is available within the Canvas course. There's a link under the To Do tabs on each week's overview. Each week has a new chapter of the text. You can either download the entire book or just the chapter for each week. I'm going to stop the video and then open up Canvas and show you how to do that. Okay, I'm back and I have Canvas open. As you can see, we've got our modules, module 1, 2, 3, and so on in the middle of the screen here. So I'm going to go to the week 1 overview. And you'll see that we have identified the competencies and outcomes under the To Do tab. This first link here is Beginning Excel. The other links that you'll see here are additional resources that you can review to help you understand the material better. So we're going to open up Beginning Excel. And notice it takes you to a new web page where you can download the book. So if you want to download it right to your computer, you certainly can. I have done it as a PDF, or you can just read the book and the chapter right there on that tab. So I'm going to open up Read the Book, and you'll see that there are 6 different chapters within this book. So we will be covering chapter 1 in week 1, chapter 2 in week 2, chapter 3 in 3, and 4, 5, and 6 throughout the semester. Within each chapter, there's material that you will go through that there are files, and I will show you how to download those files. There are files that you will work through as you progress through the chapter sections. Then there's a chapter practice and then there's a scored assessment. So let's take a really quick view at how Chapter 1 lays out. So if we go into Chapter 1, you'll notice that the text is very descriptive and tells you step by step on how to work your way through the different tasks within Excel. So for example, it'll tell you to place your cursor in a different cell and so on, and walk you through all the different steps that you might have to produce. So there's an example in the text that goes through the different tasks or topics within the Excel chapter. Then there's a chapter practice. So under the chapter practice, you'll find that there's a file that you would download that would start your process. And then the chapter practice will again tell you step by step what you are to do to execute in Excel. And that's what I will be looking for, that you have completed these tasks that are listed. The last step on the practice will tell you to compare your work with the self-check answer key found in the course files link. So if we go back to our Canvas shell, you will find under the modules, under the course resources, there are practice assignments self-check instructions right here. So you would click into that location, and there is the Chapter 1 self-check direction. Okay, so now I'm back, and as you saw how to open up the textbook, let's talk a little bit about what we'll be doing throughout the semester. First, we'll start in week 1 with learning some terminologies and fundamental skills, some foundational skills in Excel. Then weeks 2 and 3 will be on mathematical computations. At its core, Excel is a tool to analyze data. So weeks 2 and 3, in my opinion, are the most important 2 weeks of this textbook. After spending 2 weeks learning these powerful skills, weeks 4 and 5 will be where we'll turn that data into information with graphs and tables. So Chapter 4 is graphs. Chapter 5 is tables. I think you'll really enjoy Chapters 4 and 5. We'll wrap up the session with the final chapter, multiple sheet files. I want to talk about how, again, the textbook is laid out. Each chapter is presented the same way. First, an example spreadsheet is presented with the step-by-step instructions on how to complete the tasks. This example is going to be the foundation for your discussion posts in weeks 1 through 3. Then there's the practice assignment to complete. This practice assignment has specific tasks to complete, and you'll be submitting that for a grade on Saturday. And then finally, there's a scored assessment at the end. Again, this assessment assignment is to be completed and submitted for a grade on Saturday. So I'm back here at the Canvas shell. I'm in week 1. Notice we're on the Competencies and Outcomes tab. Again, under the To Do tab, there's the Beginning Excel, which is the textbook when we just went through that. There's the discussion question and the assignment. So I want to talk a little bit about the discussion question. So let me move myself out of the way here. We're going to go into that discussion question, and you can see what it looks like. So the first 3 weeks, weeks 1 through 3, for the discussion question, you will be attaching your completed Excel spreadsheet that you worked on with the textbook example. So through those sections 1.1 through 1.4 in the textbook, you are working an example, and the file is called CH1 General Merchandise World. Again, it will be Beginning Excel pages 20 through 72. So you'll be submitting that as your initial response. Then you'll be selecting one of your peers and will review her spreadsheet. Provide that feedback to her, including how to fix any errors that you might see. Your feedback should be detailed and specific so she will be able to incorporate the fixes in her spreadsheet. There's a terminology Quizlet. So you would open up this spreadsheet vocabulary on Edpuzzle. You can work through it. It's just a Quizlet that will open up in another web page. And when you're ready, you'll change the study mode here to test, and you'll take a quick 3 or 4 or 5 question test. And when you're done with that, you'll take a screenshot of your score. Scores of 70% or better are acceptable, and you can take the Quizlet as many times as you need. You will then submit your screenshot for points. Again, the completed terminology Quizlet screenshot, 70% or better, and submitted by Saturday. And then finally, there's a practice exercise, as I showed you in the textbook. There's a practice exercise. In this case, it's the monthly budget. There's a spreadsheet that you can open up right here from the assignment link, or as we saw in the textbook, you can open it up directly from the textbook. Work through the task that the textbook asks you to complete for that, and then you will submit that spreadsheet to this assignment. And then finally, the last assessment for the week will be that assessment exercise. So in this case, it is the sales and inventory file. Again, you can download your file here or directly from your textbook. Okay, so that is the layout of the course. I realize this has been a long video, and I will not in future weeks be doing such lengthy videos. What I will be doing is breaking up the videos into smaller chunks so that you can watch different elements of the video. I leave you with this quote from Audrey Hepburn: "Nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible." Enjoy yourself throughout this session. It's a lot of work, but I think you're going to be very proud of your accomplishments.